Hi there, Mouseketeers. Welcome to the Disneyland Beat, where our toes tap to a Disneyland drum.
And we always whistle while we work.
Today, we're going to take a fun quiz on Disneyland. A little history, a little trivia, and a whole lot of Disneyland fun.
Come on into the park with us.
Like, subscribe, and stick around.
Okay, there will be 8 questions total, and here we go. Number 1, what's the name of the motel used as a boarding station for Radiator Springs racers?
Is it A, Stanley's Comfy Quarters, B, Comfy Caverns Motor Court, C, Cozy Cone Motel, or D, Wheelwell Motel? The answer is B, the Comfy Caverns Motor Court. As you enter the wheel-well-shaped cavern, you'll see Stanley's Comfy Caverns Motor Court, a lodge nestled deep inside the expansive cave. Because the oasis became so popular, Stanley and his wife Lizzie built the lodge to accommodate the high demand from visitors who wanted to stay overnight. From here, you hop in your car and head back to town for the big race.
The Comfy Caverns motor cart is also seen in the cute short Time Travel Mater. In it, we see that the motor court is where the town founder Stanley and Lizzie spent their honeymoon. What a sweet backstory. Enjoy your ride. Ka-chow, racers!
Number 2. In the Indiana Jones adventure, which of these is one of the gifts the god Mara can grant you? Is it A, Visions of the Future, B, Time Travel, C, the Crystal Skull, or D, All Knowledge?
The answer is A, Visions of the Future. When we enter the Tunnel of Torment, Mara peers into our souls to see which one of the 3 gifts we truly desire. Mara has the power to look into one's soul and grant one of 3 gifts: earthly riches, eternal youth, or visions of the future.
Unfortunately, whenever we go on the attraction, one of the passengers in our transport, not me, always gazes right into Mara's eyes, and we have the craziest ride. Maybe one day we'll make it past.
Number 3, what replaced the attraction Adventure Through Inner Space?
Is it A, Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters, B, Star Tours, C, Captain EO, or D, Space Mountain? The answer is B, Star Tours. Certain past Disneyland attractions stir instant memories for guests fortunate enough to have experienced them, but they also inspire the imaginations of those who wish they could have enjoyed them.
Topping many people's lists is Adventure Through Inner Space, which opened August 5th, 1967. This ingenious attraction took guests through a mighty microscope to become tiny enough to enter the molecules of a snowflake.
Star Tours replaced Adventure Through Inner Space, which closed in 1985. Today, in Star Tours, the adventures continue. Guests can still look for the mighty microscope as their star speeder exits a tunnel in the Death Star.
Number 4. What do the Enchanted Tiki Room, the Carousel of Progress, and It's a Small World all have in common? Is it A, the main theme songs for all these attractions were composed by the Sherman Brothers? B, they were A-ticket attractions back when they used ticket booklets? And C, they were all featured attractions in the 1964 New York World's Fair? Or D, they were all opening day attractions?
The answer is A. The Sherman Brothers have either had their film music adapted or they've specifically composed music for a whopping 13 Disney park attractions. That's how many Disneyland had when they opened.
Yep, what a career. Writing so many Disney classics, working on Winnie the Pooh movies to this day, and you probably know they wrote music for many well-known attractions at Disneyland and Epcot. But you might not know that they wrote music for attractions at Tokyo Disneyland and for rides we love to hate, like the Rocket Rods.
Number 5. The organ in the ballroom in the Haunted Mansion is a prop from which movie? Is it A, Man of 1,000 Faces, B, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, C, Phantom of the Opera, or D, Swiss Family Robinson?
The answer is B, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. This organ has always been at Disneyland as long as there's been a Disneyland. Disney released the famous underwater saga a year before the park opened, and though it was not the first live-action film made by Disney, it was one of the first filmed outside of England and their contract with RKO Pictures.
It was filmed at studios in California and on location in the Bahamas and Jamaica. Some scenes required a crew of over 400 people to pull it off. The film cost $9 million, going way over budget, becoming the most expensive film ever made at the time. It was a huge financial risk for Walt Disney, though it all worked out for him.
It also opened a year before the park, and Disney had the sets and props that he had constructed on hand. Disneyland featured a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea exhibit for the first 10 years of the park that featured Captain Nemo's organ. A few years later, it was moved to the Grand Ballroom to entertain the ghoulish residents of the mansion.
Number 6. What is the largest land in Disneyland? Is it A, Fantasyland, B, New Orleans Square, C, Tomorrowland, or D, Batuu, Galaxy's Edge?
The new 14-acre Galaxy's Edge joined the park as the largest individual land, carving away some of Frontierland's former territory to usurp the title of largest land at Disneyland. Disneyland has kept the lands tight as it fits 8 distinct lands into its 80-some acres.
Each expansion usually ends up taking over backstage space, forcing Disneyland to move its support services off-site, so it was surprising that Disney put so much real estate into the new Galaxy's Edge. But we're glad they did. The show building for Rise of the Resistance is one of the largest show buildings ever built at Disney parks.
Number 7. Space Mountain has had several seasonal overlays over the years. Which of these was never a Space Mountain overlay at Disneyland?
Is it A, Space Mountain Nightmare Nebula, B, Rockin' Space Mountain, C, Hyperspace Mountain, or D, Space Mountain Legends of Tron? The answer is D. Space Mountain Legends of Tron sounds super cool, but we made that one up. Rockin' Space Mountain premiered during the Year of a Million Dreams celebration and was promoted alongside Rockin' California Screamin', a similar modification to DCA's California Screamin' roller coaster. Rockin' Space Mountain opened January 3rd, 2007 and ended April 26, 2007 and featured songs by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Space Mountain Nightmare Nebula was never something open to the general public, but it was the first Halloween overlay at Space Mountain at Disneyland. It was for cast members only, and it involved putting up some quick and fun decorations, running some spooky music, and basically turning the lights down. It was not that big of a hit, and it didn't return. Later, Disneyland adopted the Ghost Galaxy overlay from Hong Kong Disneyland.
In 2015, a Star Wars-themed overlay known as Hyperspace Mountain debuted as part of the Season of the Force, an event celebrating the release of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The overlay featured a great soundtrack and projections depicting a mission towards the planet Jakku, commanded by Admiral Akbar. You get to fly through hyperspace to battle the Imperial Star Destroyers and TIE Fighters alongside your X-Wing allies.
Number 8. Name this attraction from its famous line. Tourists. Why did it have to be tourists?
Is it A, Jungle Cruise, B, Indiana Jones Adventure, C, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, or D, The Haunted Mansion? The answer is B, Indiana Jones Adventure, Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
After the climax of the ride, when you escape the rolling boulder, you plunge down into darkness and swerve right to see Jones himself. He is standing in front of the boulder, which is cracked by its impact. An exhausted Jones animatronic wipes his forehead and says one of the following: tourists. Why'd it have to be tourists?
There, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Next time, you're on your own.
Next time you wear blindfolds, okay?
Don't tell me that wasn't big fun.
And our favorite, which was removed after the 2012 refurbishment, you were good in there. You were very, very good. Aw, thanks, Cindy.
And Mouseketeers, we bet you were good in there too. And we hope you had fun with our quiz. Let us know how you did.
Everybody take care.
See you real soon, Mouseketeers.
See you real soon.